continue our daily countdown towards the kickoff of the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations on Sport Africa. Welcome. My name is Ashalulu Afemi. Of course, it's been a journey, a wonderful journey, one to remember. To our fans across the world, we appreciate you so much for all the support. Kyle Ogundari and James Agberebi, they are here, and today we will be looking at the chances. Remember, we've been for a few days now, we've been scrutinizing the chances of all the teams in each of the group, and today we'll be looking at Group D and Group E. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Femi. It's a pleasure. Like you said, it's been an awesome journey all through the countdown. Now, as the AFCON kickoff beckons, the fever is already in the air. I can feel it, and I'm sure everybody else, all the football fans around the world, can feel it too.
All right, James.
Yeah, happy to be on today's edition. Looking forward to the AFCON. It's getting closer and closer, and we are feeling the fever. Some teams are already trickling in, and can't wait for the competition to get started.
All right, okay. So today, like I said, we'll be looking at Group D and Group E, and I think it's good to tell you that some teams have been participating in the pre-AFCON friendly. We'll also be talking about all of those. Like today, the Super Eagles of Nigeria, of course, they will be playing later against the Guinea. Let's talk about Jamel Belmadi, of course. Algeria, they have the ascendancy in Group D. And according to an online newspaper in Senegal, Senegal News, as a matter of fact, is the highest paid coach that will be going to the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations in Cote d'Ivoire. He earns $208,000 every month. That's a lot of money for an African coach, an indigenous coach for that matter. James, let's look at it. North Africans, they do not really have the tradition or the habit of sticking with coaches for that's a length of time. He's been there since 2018. He won the title in 2019, and since then, he hasn't really done much for Algeria. Remember, he lost the ticket to Cameroon in very, very strange circumstances. You talked about it last week when we were looking at some of the preparation for the AFCON. Would you see Algeria trying to toe the path of Senegal?
Well, for the coach to still stick around, I mean, it's not as if he has done that bad for the team. Remember, he won the AFCON for them, and it's so unfortunate that they lost the World Cup tickets, almost like the final kick against Cameroon. So, and the last AFCON, they crashed out in the group stage. So I think what the Algerian FA, what they're trying to do is at least still give him a chance. Not that because of the bad outing they had last time, and then we just throw him away and like starting all over again. He has proven up. Remember, there was a time he went on a winning run for a very long time. So
yeah.
So I don't think the FA in Algeria will now say because of a couple of games that they've not had gone their way that they will now kick him out. So you just qualify them for the AFCON, and it's another opportunity for them to see what he still has to offer. If at the end of the day they don't really do well in the AFCON, maybe what happened last time it still repeats itself. I think that was when they will start thinking of another option. So they not, one thing about the North Africans, they don't waste time. Once the result is not coming in, they kick you out. But it's not as if they just do it irrationally. I mean, there must be a good reason why they will have to let you go. So for me, they still want to stick with them and see what will happen. I think this AFCON will prove if it's still going to be if they are still going to use him, or it depends on how they perform. If they don't do well, like I said, just like what happened in the last edition, for me, I won't be surprised if they let him go and get someone else.
Okay, Kayode, in Group D, where you have Algeria, you have Mauritania, you have Angola, and you have Burkina Faso. You would want to say Algeria should, at least win this group with the quality. Though I remember you said that, for instance, Riyad Mahrez, who used to be their key man, is no longer used to be. As a matter of fact, since he went to Saudi Arabia, much hasn't been heard about him. And then their biggest star, you say, Ismail Benassia, who plays for AC Milan, just returned from a very long injury. Would you still say that Algeria, they'll be favored to qualify from this group?
Yeah, of course, you'll be tempted to say that, Afemi, and not many people would disagree with you, given their pedigree and given the fact that they are not Africans. Typically, they know how to play this. Algeria are going to win that group. They have to take permission from Burkina Faso before they win that group. But yeah, it's a very, very distinct possibility. It's very, very possible. All they need to do is beat decisively the smaller teams, so-called, no disrespect to anybody. But then, like I said, the game I would really want to see is their head-on clash with Burkina Faso. I want to see how that will pan out. But hey, they are favorites to win that group.
James, if you look at Burkina Faso, I think their players are better placed now than it has ever been, because if you look through their provisional list as well as their final list, you will find that the players play for very more decent teams than you would say has ever been. So would you say that, like Akayode said, would you say that they will be second favorite to go through, and maybe just leave Angola to fight for the best third place team in the group?
No, nothing even stops them from even topping the group. That was a Burkina Faso. Nothing stops them. I mean, check out what they did last time. So I think
they've gotten pedigree. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think they've gotten to a stage where getting out of the group shouldn't be a problem. It depends on the kind of teams that they are. If they have a team that there are things that I believe they should take care of. And in this group, I think if they top this group, despite the fact that we have Algeria, it won't come to me as a surprise, So they just like what you said, they have players who play for decent sides in Europe. The experience is there, and with what they did the last time, I want to see them vie for the top spots in this group. So and like I said, I won't be surprised if they achieve it. So I'm looking forward to them doing very well in not only in the group, but also, even going as far as even the quarterfinals. From there anything can happen. This is a team that right from 1998 they've shown that they are growing, but it's not that rapid. But I mean, we are seeing signs. It's just all about being intense, continue to push, because that's the only way you can win the AFCON. You have to keep pushing, be intense, that's how past champions have done it, and I hope they will have that. They have that in them, because winning the AFCON is always very, very, very difficult. That's even Ghana that have won it for. I mean, it's now for almost 42 years now that the last won it, and I mean, it's not going to come easy. But in this group, I'm looking at them fighting for the top spots, especially against Algeria.
Okay, Kyle, the AFCON is a competition for footballers. We're shocked that Mauritania brought a basketballer. Have you seen their goalkeeper, Babakar Diop? He stands at 6 foot 5 inch. I don't know who is going to put any ball beyond this guy. We've already overlooked Mauritania. On paper, you would want to, but would you say they stand a chance of getting anything in Group D?
Femi, I saw the picture, and it was a funny sight to behold. But it's not a matter of overlooking them. It's a matter of being realistic about their chances. I'm sure that even the Mauritanians will know that, set aside patriotism, how far do they think they can go? Getting out of this group alone will be a minor miracle for them. And if they're able to do that, I think they would have won something tangible. So if they get out of the group and go home in the next round, that would be a plus for them. But realistically speaking, I don't see that happen, honestly.
Okay, as a wrap up on Group D now, James, if Algeria do not make it out of this group, it's going to be, I don't know, it's going to be maybe one of the shocking incidences of this 2023 AFCON, because they are favourite on paper, as it were.
Yes. Just like what I said the other time, the last edition was a disaster for them. Despite the fact that they were in a group where you all expected them to come out from, but unfortunately they just, I can't even recall I think they won just one game and lost the remaining two. So this tournament is going to be, they will be under pressure. They have to rectify what happened the last time. And I mean, the coach will be under serious pressure. And it's so sad that the Algerian team that we have now, we can't compare them to the one that won it in 2019. There's been a big shift. And their best player, they are not even kicking it at all. You made mention of Riyad Mahrez the other time. And since he went to Saudi Arabia, we've not heard anything. We've not heard much from him, So, and I don't know. Benacer, just like what you said, injury issues. So you begin to imagine where are they relying on, But I think they have a couple of good home-based players. Remember the last chance, they went all the way to the final, only to lose to Senegal. So it goes to show that I think that they can still bring in some players from the home front. But they still rely on their foreign-based players. So for me, Femi, they are going into this competition under serious pressure, but they have a lot to prove. And let's see how things pans out. And I'll be shocked. If they fail to get out from the group, honestly.
All right. Okay. So in Group D, we have we will say Algeria, Burkina Faso, and at least those two should have automatic qualification, right?
Yes, on paper, you expect this to. You want to give Algeria what is the pedigree, then Burkina Faso, then the other two can vie for the other slots.
Okay, Angola. Maybe Angola will be the new surprise package in that group. Okay, guys, let's go to Group E. This is a group where we have teams who have a lot to prove. South Africa and Tunisia. You would want to also argue that they are favorites on paper. Kayode, let's talk about Tunisia. Would you categorize Tunisia and South Africa as the same thing? Would you put them in the same pot like you usually do? Because these two teams, they've only won the AFCON when they hosted. And now they're playing far away from home. And we've seen that if they aren't playing at home, it's always difficult to make any headway. Would you categorize them as in the same pot like you usually do?
I think the more disappointing team for me will be Tunisia. Yeah, because Femi, in the early 60s, 70s, and 80s, they were much more advanced than most African countries. When you talk about Tunisia, you talk about Morocco, and I think they were the two leading teams of the 70s and 80s in Africa. And all of a sudden, there was this downward slope and nothing has been the same ever since. So for them to even be struggling, for us to be mentioning them in the same category with South Africa, for me, is a reflection of how far they are falling off. And South Africa, like I always say, no disrespect, talent challenge. They do not have the kind of players who could be counted upon to win things. Femi, let's not deceive ourselves. Although I have seen their goalkeeper, Williams, is one of Africa's best at the moment. I
remember you've talked about him before. Yeah.
Yes, I keep talking about him every time because I saw him in a couple games, and I'm very, very impressed with the kind of flexibility and reflexes that he has as a goalkeeper. But then the goalkeeper is as good as the kind of defense in front of him. Is as good as the kind of team in which he plays. So is he playing in a team that is able to complement his abilities? I do not think so. But in that group, you will still favor South Africa and Tunisia to fight for supremacy in the group.
All right. James, before we talk about Mali, a very big underdog in this group. South Africa, this is the reason why South Africa Football Association, SAFA, actually brought Hugo Broos. Remember the last AFCON, they were not even there. And then they didn't qualify for the 2022 FIFA World Cup. So it was more like prepare a team for the qualifiers. If he doesn't do any reasonable thing in this group, it is going to be another disaster for South Africa. Because like you said, 1996 was the first time they ever won it, and it was because of the massive home support they had. So if Hugo Broos doesn't do anything meaningful in this group, where you have Tunisia that they have to contend with, and Mali, we'll still talk about Mali. So they have very, very serious battle in their hand.
Yes, Femi, a serious battle because they've. I remember in the qualifiers they defeated Morocco. Morocco, the high-flying Morocco. They defeated them during the qualifiers. So it's not as if I'm not writing them off. South Africa. I'm not writing them off. I see them doing something in the group. It's just for them to just bring their A game. So that when you expect them to come to the party, they just fizzle out. They've not really been doing.
Don't also forget that they lost to Rwanda. Rwanda is almost like the smallest team in Group C of World Cup qualifier, where you also have Nigeria. It was a shocking result for South Africa.
Yeah, for me, it wasn't really a shocking result because the South African team that I know now, the team that can lose to anybody when you least expect. And gone are the days when they had solid players who fly their trade top European teams. We remember the likes of Quentin Fortune, Benny McCarthy, Sean Bartlett. But I think what they have now, players who I think they will play now. They have one of the best leagues in Africa. So I think that's to push and say, okay, we want to, the likes of Steven Pienaar and the rest, playing for, very good sides.
Yeah.
But what we have now are players who they feel comfortable playing at home. That they don't really challenge themselves, just like what those guys in the past, when they were from the 1996 to the early 2000s. Remember, they won the AFCON. And to show that they didn't win it by fluke, they went all the way to the final in 1998, only to lose to a very good Egyptian side. And in 2000, they are stopped by the Super Eagles. So I think from then, it has been disappointment. So for me, Femi, I want to believe that they should be able to do enough to qualify. At least we now know that in some groups, you expect 3 teams to go through. At least they should, even if they don't pick automatic qualification, but I think they should do enough. Hugo Bruce is not a novice in the AFCON. I think he won it with Rome, if I'm not mistaken, 2017. So it's an experienced head. So it's now for the players to put their hearts together, and show that they can do something. Remember how they knocked Egypt out in 2019. So that's one thing. They just show glimpses, and that's it. So they just have to come with their A game. But it's going to be a very tricky one for them in the group.
Okay. Kyle, Mali are not going to be because they also have ambition. They could even contend for the top spot in this group, just like we talked about Burkina Faso in Group D.
As a matter of fact, I think Mali will will decide this group, Femi, because their first 2 games will be against Tunisia and South Africa. South Africa first, then Tunisia, and their final game will be against Namibia, who, without any disrespect, I expect to be the whipping team of the group. So if they are able to stay within touching distance of those 2 teams by not losing those games, and I think if we are not being disrespectful of Mali, we should put them in the conversation with Tunisia and
that's why I said they also have ambition. That's why I said they have ambition.
Yeah, because I do not see them as being inferior. They are not second best to any of these. They could stand toe to toe with Tunisia and South Africa and be a good thing for them. And if they go into their last game needing a win they're going to get against Namibia. So that's why I said this group is set up brilliantly for Mali to take advantage. They would have done all of the hard lifting, playing South Africa first and Tunisia second. So the game that will be a decider will be the other game in game day 3. When they are playing Namibia, South Africa and Tunisia will be battling for their life. So that's why I said let me rephrase. It should be a very easy 3 points against Namibia in their final game. But with that 3 points be useful, if they had lost their 2 opening games, then the 3 points will be of no consequence again.
So that in this group, they wouldn't mind to lose to Tunisia and Mali, but they will say South Africa, no, we won't lose to South Africa.
Yes, I think that was where South Africa should be scared, because when you play against I categorize them as the same. Forget the fact that we have South Africa, we have Namibia. To these people, I think they share something together, So
yes.
You're going to
they regularly meet in Kosafa, so
so that's where South Africa should be very careful, because Namibia, just like England and Scotland can lose to anybody. When it comes to England, they are ready to die there. They are ready to
become Brazil.
Play what they've never played before. You think they are so Namibia, that's why South Africa should be very careful. They have some tough games And we might want to say on paper they should beat Namibia. No, it's going to be very, very tough. Namibia is going to make life very difficult for them because these are people who they are familiar with. And, you know, when you play against teams that you are very familiar with, just like in Barcelona, you have Barcelona Football Club, you have Espanyol. You would think if the two play, you think Espanyol has won the Champions League before. Or maybe when before Man City started winning things in the past, when United were very, very strong. When they play against Man City, you see the way Man City will play as if they're about to win the league back then. I remember one Sean Guta. How do you remember him? The guy used to torment United fast. So you think after that the guy will win the best player, and that's where it ends. So for me, South Africa, be very careful playing against Namibia. They might turn out to be spoilers for South Africa. You know, so at the end of the day, you know that anyway, but they want to prove something now. Who are they want to prove something? It's definitely South Africa.
Okay, honest, and I think that Namibia, they are going to be the banana peel in this group, and it's going to be to South Africa. And I think South Africa, they have a battle for survival in this group. Like I said, it's been an interesting matchup in this Africa. It will be most exciting that we've seen. It's not just because of the $7 million at stake now, but because of the interesting fixtures that we have in those groups. Guys, sorry, we do not have time to take our group prediction today, but hopefully tomorrow, when we'll come in to talk about some of the friendlies, our pre-AFCON friendlies that national teams will be playing today. So, James Akade, thank you so much for coming on the show today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Femi. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you tomorrow, Femi. Thank you very much.
And to our fans, once again, of course, we can't overstate it. We appreciate you so much for your support from Nigeria Super Fans Forum now to Sports Africa. Please subscribe to our channel, watch our videos and subscribe. Please share our videos in the comment section. Please, you are free to put whatever you think we can do to make the program better. So wherever you are, like I already said, we're already in the fever of the Africa Cup of Nations now, just a few days before the kickoff. So please stick with Sport Africa, because here we're bringing you all the things that we think that you should know in the build-up to the AFCON. I remain Ashalula FM. We'll see you all tomorrow when we look at the final group and analyze the chances of each of the teams. Bye for now.